last, for countless generations, have we awaited this moment. Your struggles have made you strong, yet your soul remains heavy with sin. Absolution is nigh. Repent, and all shall be forgiven.
Tell me, Clive, how many lives have you saved since taking my name?
Fewer than we have ruined. Wherever we go, we leave a sea of tears in our wake.
These are the wages of your will, son.
What good are our choices when all they ever bring, all they will ever bring, is death?
There's no atoning, Clive. No matter how hard you try.
So why not leave it all behind?
Leave it all behind.
Clive!
Won't somebody save me? Won't anybody love me?
I yearn, yet still she is not mine. Have I not given enough?
From will is born desire, and it is this which consumes you, rendering you incomplete.
Do you not see how the world bends and warps under the weight of your hungering hearts? What if it could all just go away? Just go away.
Clive! None of this is real. Wake up. It's time to go home, Clive.
Clive.
That's right. You're my brother.
Brother.
Come. Remember who you are.
Clive.
Once more, lest you forget.
My name is Clive. Clive Rossfield. Look, Ultima.
Even here, the light of the vessel's will cannot be quenched. And the Phoenix, his trespass should not have been possible. Not possible unless he has been with Muthos all along. The mark of the Phoenix, emblazoned upon his heart, made manifest by the power of will alone. The power of creation. Can it be? Are their wills truly so potent?
Are you still talking?
Sorry to wake you, but I think it may be time to leave. This place.
And once again does my creation stray from the path laid before it. Steeped in conceit, you fancy yourself a god. You embrace Logos. But we will put an end to this hubris.
What are you talking about?
In the halls of origin does our true power quicken. And there shall you be made complete. Soon, Muthos, soon you will discover how little you know of suffering. And so the crystals are no more. Yet in their silence, a new song rings. Its chorus building, a crescendo as it enters its final movement, stirring those long aslumber to waking. And back to their origin.
Bloody crystal's cracked. So where the hell are they? Oh, fuck me.
Is that ether?
What in good Grieger's name is going on?
This is wrong.
Are we back?
Clive! Joshua!
Jill! Is everyone all right?
We're fine. What happened?
Too much to explain here. Mate! We're leaving! Now! Everyone, fall back to the ship!
I will be with you anon.
Thank you. need to tell everyone what happened at Drake's Spine. And I'm going to need Otto's help.
There's something about it.
Still alive, I see. Something tells me that I saw on...
It's a long story.
Right.
Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder, and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Varisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well...
The Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canva is in flames, and the Empire...
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we gonna manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset. Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take generations. Centuries of suffering. And that is, if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. You certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember.
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Yep. So, what'll it be?
First the skies, then the crystal. What next?
Trouble with your gear, or Sanktfordian, dear? No scratches, all right? And?
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. It'd better all be here.
So what do I owe the honor? What do you want? And?
Clive. Coin purse weighing you down? You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Trouble with your gear, or what do you want? You can thank me later. That it? Fine.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Something tells me this is no mere adventure story.
First the skies.
Say what you will.
Lady Karen has seen our son.
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want that iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he was looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Where to then, Torgal?
What do you think happened to Miss...
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No. Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Mididol. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like...
In the class.
That's what I...
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. Then it's...
You didn't break it. Don't listen to her. Even if...
But who's gonna put Miss Mididol...
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning. Mid, if you have a...
That's it! I knew if this doesn't steer to the skies, not...
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding... Is this really so...
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm. And that's with... But what if she weren't bound to the waves? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so the Fallen had their chance. But they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First hand.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is but if her godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil, and not just some old... Then... No.
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project?
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project.
Most if it's...
Well, anyway,
but that...
Okay. Vivian, and I'll be happy to help you find the book you're looking...
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it...
Please. It's only right that I would...
You are too... Alas. I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any ink... But...
If you say so.
Forgive me, but this book... It set me on the path to be...
Sid, I was wondering if you could help me.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer.
I don't mind, but...
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slaves... But scouting? We're few with the nose for that. Which is why, and since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought...
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee...
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending and that he is to proceed directly to...
No time like the...
No time like the present.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
Sid, do you...
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escape. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison.
How did she come by such...
Finding bearers always was, and it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When...
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by...
Sid, I'd like to... And while I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on...
We'll be...
Does...
then we...
Ah, Clive.
Joshua, what's wrong?
It's... Not... I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will.
His will?
In the crypt, beneath, after Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover, and in the process of doing so...
I'm surprised anything survived.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience.
Of course. I want to know what's in...
Very well.
All right, Torgal. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... You've already given me one. Why don't we try the rook? I haven't been to the... To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there.
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved. But such are the times we live in, huh?
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me,
Is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford suggests?
From what little I saw.
I suppose. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days.
We must move, but where do we?
True, the realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have bad, and yet,
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better one. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person...
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Rand. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course.
Excellent.
No. Thank...
Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you.
Harpocrates, I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed, one whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking
right as always, but she didn't seem keen to tell me very much.
And yet I gather it didn't. Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible.
The Executor?
Coveters of Secrets, a clandestine organization committed to the collection of one such text, being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of bearers, a tale which could overturn the established order were it at all. So rumor has it.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organ?
Why? Secrecy is the Executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her
by the hand of the Executor.
But what drives them?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the Executors can be recounted. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders.
And my hunt was doomed from the... What was Vivian expecting?
Not from thin air, no. Rumors of the Executors are rife, but rather less so across... I had a friend. Alas, I have heard naught from him, but though he did not mention it by name, it is possible. If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man...
Very well. I'll be sure to pay Garnick a...
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. I have a few new notes that might interest you. I have quite the find for you today. What subject shall we consider today? Did you learn everything you needed?
First the skies.
Say what you will. Karen has seen herself.
Has Mitadol mentioned a new project yet?
I will not let them be fooled. Sid.
Of course.
It is an honor to... My name is Herman. I wish to be deployed to...
No. I will not send good men and women to... Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve. I was raised, or rather, it was not a place of nurture. It existed solely. We were tortured until we feared no pain, and few ever survived.
I can't imagine.
I lost. But the...
You were a good friend, Herman, but the dude, I won't...
I don't...
You can start by telling me where I'll find this orphanage.
Vie de Grace. Hidden in a forest, overlooking the plains.
All right. I'll see what I can find there.
May the mothers guide you.
So, there's a new mother. I see no
One moment you think you've freed the realm from her fate. The next, to replace it. What awaits us when we finally attain release?
It's still here. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. I was...
You two go on. I doubt that boat will hold.
If you're sure. Hop in, boy. This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. In Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well, well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal, for never giving up. For never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming. I think I know where we're going. People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home. Sorry for the wait. We're ready. Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry. There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling. If Chadwick...
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a back. Locked up tight. So this place... refreshing down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. Let's see what we can find down here. Survivor. And she sounds close.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. There's...
Thank the Fountain.
It was worth our coming. It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers. Will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen. Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before he was here.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last.
Chadwick.
Come on.
No. I'll see that she's looked after from now.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days.
She is. Slowly, but I thank the flames we found her.
I know. I'm sorry we weren't.
There's no need to apologize. How he fought. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained. We were supposed to be sold to For years, we were her dad, so we escaped. After so many years of
That evening, and he died.
Heide Marie is proof of that. And the curse breakers will show I'll fight until my dying breath.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Here you are. All done?
dogs. Quite a specimen of his too. Let's try. match for you, eh, Torgal? Be safe.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in? This is a Royal Army logbook. His interests were certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Let's see, shall we?
Impressive. But we have other means.
Why do you want it so bad?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, so let me answer. There is no correct. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. It is a question of numbers. If enough people believe that a set of...
So you're trying to control the...
We are trying to protect people from knowledge that would bring... That is all. You may keep the book. For now. The world is small. Until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
That's better. Back to the stables, girl. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here. Conditioning. Disposed of. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a one. This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out. A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the register. So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. But where is the architect of all this misery? was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed. I'm done. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
Do you see that too?
Ambrosia won't help me here.
What is it? Please, just make it stop. Make it stop.
This is no time to ride. Come on.
Yeah! Farewell.
Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you!
Allow me.
I don't need your... Please, Field Marshal.
This won't take long.
You're right, man.
You're finished.
A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, are either of you injured?
No, my lord. Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers, but I hadn't thought the corruption had reached... It's a fucking Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me of my lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am. Or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a...
Before I agree to... I'd have you answer... What do you stand?
I won't deny that I might benefit from it. I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reason. For so long, so many of us have been told when it should have been our decision all along. But in order to take it, we must stand together.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try...
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the...
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of pursuit. We will need an envoy. One who can...
I'm flattered. And I have other problems to it. What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
Is that, sir? And would he...
Of a different...
I suppose we'll all have to find a little of...
I shall.
My lord, your lord uncle bade me escort the...
And I will see that my associate...
Very good.
An envoy. I'm not sure. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. Someone like Quentin.
Would you like to see my wares? Certainly. Farewell, traveller.
Oh, those easy to work.
Ambrosia won't help me here. Ready, go? again. Carava, if you were a tortoise talker, where would you hide? It looks like we found him.
Your Grace?
Cyril.
Yes. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this
the day before we left for Phoenix.
What are these plans?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my the complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had nor would he have entrusted those who would have stood with you.
It's a pity only they are...
Tis true that those most but one at least remains.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better, after all. The duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting.
And where is this?
She awaits you in the yard.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
My lord. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery.
Lift up your head, lady. You have our gratitude.
I merely did my duty.
My lady,
Perhaps you could... What exactly?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom.
Indeed it has.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Alas, he did not. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished, but it was not to be.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before. It was your father's wish that you be presented with, but with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed. You are grown men, and while I would not presume to insist upon your... I know that nothing...
Thank you.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am...
Do you know where we might find this heart?
I do. It is found in the bellies of Elder Griff. We do at least know where to find one.
A certain
You are most perceptive, your grace. In answer to your... In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield?
What say you, Josh?
What else? Titan's Wake is to the south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
Lord Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing investigation. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent teeming with orcs and Akashic?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him, lest they be lost in turn. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, given your unique experience of the perils of Ash. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate.
It would not. But Ash is a big...
Perhaps. If you go...
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There it is. The House Rosfield.
is this, though? What stone?
I expect Lady Godotha will...
Are you buying or selling? Of course. Anything else? Of course. Anything else?
This is the Required Tree, an archive where we of the Undying collect.
Oh, thank the Fount the Griffin is slain then.
And a heartstone claimed.
Yes, this radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your Grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Godotha, the lapidary is ready.
If you would excuse me. The armbands are complete. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. And the graven vines encircling the stone...
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside, enemies who would thwart his vision.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than it was a promise.
Thank you for remaining the steadfast custodian of our...
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite... The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all, even if the armbands were incomplete. So...
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly of the deep love he had for... In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered... I tried to warn your father. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up...
And thank the Founding.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, and so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Godotha.
As do...
Thank for...
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive.
It is.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, let him see that you have received.
I suppose. What do you...
I think I was hoping...
You often think when I...
Thank you. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Here to help me? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished.
You're really going to go through?
I am. But before I go...
If it's within my power to help...
It's the children. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. I can think of only one place where they are certain...
Of course.
Thank you, Clive.
Lubor!
What is it, Ferda?
There's been a flood in the Velcroy. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely...
What?
Every last one of them passed.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic band. We need to evacuate. Further gap. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready. Well, what do you...
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. Tell them to prepare for a full...
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone. You have to listen to me. They're coming. You need to evacuate.
Know your place. There are.
Why do they always have to make such a...
What do you want?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood. At the camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering, they're no longer just bandits. You need to begin preparing for a full...
Oh, do we? And...
Lubor, perhaps? The man's... You may believe his lies,
But why would he lie about something like...
Some twisted attempt. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have a great honor for one. One he might well feel aggrieved.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but Lubor cannot be trusted.
You may not trust me. But for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Furder.
They're coming.
I think we'd better shut up. What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Furder.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they've convinced themselves that nothing... A bloody fool! Which means the town guard can't be counted, but I can. You only have to...
I appreciate.
Sid! Further!
Victor?
I couldn't abandon, and Blue Boy is in need at this very moment.
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't tire. And they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There will be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go on!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes!
Go on, then.
Go on!
Just go.
Lubor. Wait. Someone's coming.
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you used every day, Conrad! And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty? Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever. But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling? He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine.
Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina. The place had been abandoned until the League of Outlaws. Now they're all turned, and in the scouts report...
They are mindless monsters, driven only by... With the bandits, we at least knew how and when these creatures come. Dalamil will have the both for and as Conrad. All and consider it as that word. I would make a little look so or now.
Looks like everyone's ready. Better not keep them waiting.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside?
Can't leave a single one alive.
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalem.
All the Akashic we were able to find, seems that might be the last.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubo, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What?
It's done.
I knew you would.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back, and we need not fear the arrival of Victory is...
We bloody Lubo, after all you have done for this town.
But we did. We only hope that you can...
We need you, Lubo. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor, you have our backing.
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be.
I see. But I will...
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, Unity is the key to defending Dalimil. And when that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together.
Of course.
And second, you will accept that if the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dal. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same. They will not be judged by what they are.
As we failed to do.
We agree to your conditions. And...
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but... How fickle. Not so long ago, I had resigned myself to lead, and now, here.
Lubo.
Fear not. You are, of course... I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will, and not just the children.
Can't have all your hard...
Come on.
Yeah! Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Having Hughes with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward, then?
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
It's well. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all. I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.